The real estate business can be a roller coaster unless you set in place daily activities that'll help you bust some of those transaction droughts that we have. Today, I'm going to share with you 5 specific things that you can do on a daily basis that'll get your business some momentum. The times that I've been most effective in my business was when I had a daily activity set up before I even got to the office in the morning, or I knew when I woke up exactly what it was that I was going to do that day to help move the ball forward. Whether you're at a place where you're busy in your business, or maybe you're at a place where you've had a little bit of a drought on transactions. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the consistency of having daily specific strategies and activities, and I'm going to share with you the 5 that we're seeing right now that are most effective. All right, the first daily activity is to start by priming the pump, I guess you could say, as far as conversations, and begin with direct messaging people on social media. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this because this is an activity that you can start when you wake up. A lot of people start scrolling in the morning, or it's things that you're doing before you actually get into the mode while you're just having your morning coffee or you're doing certain things. These are things that you can do that'll start beginning to build a little bit of momentum. I've always said I want to do the easy things first. I want to check some things off the list, so to speak. And what I like to do is actually have it in there that I've got on my to-do list that I make the night before, 10 specific people that I'm going to DM or things that I'm going to do. It can be as simple as just DM number 1, DM number 2. And then as I do one of those, I want to check that box. I want to line through that because there's something psychological about making progress. Now, here's the reason why the direct messages are so important right now. We have found that a lot of people are now communicating more and more through direct messages. Now, it's not everybody, but if you have a client or prospect or a friend, direct messaging them is a lot more important right now, or more valuable than possibly picking up the phone and talking to them, because it is the way and the place where they are spending their time. So a couple things that you can notice on this, and direct message specifically now. Notice if somebody's doing something that is exciting in their life, congratulating them on an achievement or something. Or maybe it's something where you notice that they posted something, and instead of making a comment, you send them a DM or just like, "That was so funny, hope you guys are doing well." All of this is just about building relationships. And what it does also is odds are when you direct message 10 people, somebody, and a few of them are going to start direct messaging you back, and it's going to begin some conversations. We're priming the pump, so to speak. What we're doing is we're setting the stage for that day. By doing this in the morning, we're setting the stage for that day. At least 10 people are going to have you on their mind. So when the opportunity or somebody mentions that they might be buying or selling, you're going to be top of mind. It's also relationship building, where we're just continuing to build those relationships in a way that help us expand our relationship pool, I guess you could say, to where we know that eventually it's going to lead to more business. The next daily activity, again, is building this momentum, is to post on social media in the morning every single day. Now, here's the reason for this is consistency breeds trust. Also, consistency breeds the opportunity for people to feel like they know you more. Now, a couple of things with this, and the reason why we like to send the DMs before we actually do the post is that we're seeing that the algorithm, it almost primes the algorithm a little bit, that you're active on social media, that you're out there and you're having conversations. Those 10 people that you've DM'd that have sent something back to you, odds are the algorithm's going to put this in front of them. Odds are they're going to comment on it. Odds are it's going to continue to build momentum on the post that you have. Now, if you're curious about the types of posts that you should post, right above you're going to see this is actually a video that I shot where I talked about exactly what it was that the head of Instagram shared with us, that is exactly the type of content that is going to do and perform better than any of the other types of content out there right now. This is fresh information that you can utilize to make sure that when you do post, you post with the highest probability of seeing something get the maximum exposure you're looking for. Now, a couple of other things is, if you're not sure about what to post, you can always model things after what agents are doing in other markets. Now, if you aren't sure who to follow or who you should watch that's doing some of those things, I want to have another link up here that actually is going to go through, and we're going to talk about 25 specific people in real estate that agents should be following to get some of these ideas. The key on this is consistency. And again, you have to find a pace where you can have some peace. So if for you it's only 3 times a week, then only post 3 times a week. But if you really want to build some momentum, if you really want to have consistency, you want to avoid those transaction droughts, consistency is the key. So we're going to start the day, obviously, by having those initial conversations with friends and family through DMs. We're going to follow it up with a post. And what we've done is we've begun to build the momentum into our day where conversations will begin to happen. All right, now we're going to shift to really getting really active in our business now, even more so. And we're going to talk about what I call the hot sheet highlights. Now, every single morning, you should be looking at your highlights. You should be looking at the hot sheet and realizing what is it that came on the market or had a price reduction that might fit for some of your buyers. Now, there's typically three types of agents out there when it comes to buyers. There's folks that have active and hot buyers. Now, this is going to be easy. I'm going to share with you exactly what to do there with those hot sheet highlights. Then you're going to have some people that maybe have a database that has a lot of potential buyers in there. Maybe they bought leads or they had leads shared with them, but they're not really active and they need to re-engage that group. And then the third part is maybe you're sitting on here and you're like, man, I really just don't have that many buyers right now. So I'm gonna give you some specific things you can do to generate some buyers. So let me start with those of you that have active, hot buyers that are looking right now, ready to buy, and you just haven't found the right place for it. Now, we wanna make sure, obviously, in these situations that we're continuously giving them the best information possible. So by starting your day, by looking at the hot sheet, finding those properties that maybe have a price reduction or new to market or coming soon that would fit their criteria, highlighting those to them specifically is a great way to do that. Now, a couple things you can do here to really stand out, because a lot of us have specific like drip campaigns that are automatically sending e-alerts out. But I want to get more specific with this. What I like to do is I like to record my screen. So in other words, I would either use, BombBomb is what I used, but you could literally use and just record your screen with Zoom Party of One where you're down in the bottom and you can share your screen. Whatever it is, when I used BombBomb, what I would do is I would have the new listing come up and I would say, I would be there on the full screen and I'd say, good morning, just wanted to let you know this place just came on the market, couple of highlights, and then I would flip to the pictures. I would flip to the map maybe, and I would give them specifics on this property, and then I would give a strong call to action. Hey, this is brand new to the market, or this just got the price reduction. I would anticipate it's going to have a lot of activity. Couple of options here. If you're not available today and you'd like for me to go do a video walkthrough for you, I'll be glad to do that. Or do you have any time, if this is one that you'd like to see, I think us seeing it sooner rather than later is probably wise in this situation. Now, what you've done here is you've taken your active buyers and they show that you're out there hustling. They see that you're actively looking for them. You're giving and putting properties in front of them in a personal way that's going to lead to more showing appointments or more opportunities to get into tight with that relationship where you know that they're going to be clients of yours. All right, the next group I want to focus in on is maybe you've got a full database and you've got a lot of leads that came in, but maybe you haven't engaged with them in a little while and you want to re-engage with that group. Now, this is a great way this is a text specifically that I would send to that group. Now, I would send this out to a few people at a time, maybe 10 at a time, maybe 20 at a time, depending on the response that you get, because you're going to get a couple of different answers. But let me give you the re-engagement text to start out with. And the re-engagement text basically goes like this. This is Jimmy Burgess with Real at the beach. You've been receiving property updates with properties that met a criteria we discussed earlier. I don't want to overwhelm you, but I want to make sure that I'm providing you with the information that you need and want on properties here along 30A. Is there adjustments to the price, the frequency of emails, or the type of properties that I'm sending you that I should make? Question mark. Now, what this is going to do is this is going to get a couple of different answers. Some are going to come back and say, take me off your list, I'm not interested. And that's great because we can't make a living off of maybes. It's yeses or nos. It cleans up our database. The other option is they may not respond. That's fine. You really haven't lost anything for those that didn't respond. And then there's going to be some that say, this is perfect. Now you have the opportunity to begin a conversation. Say, great, has anything changed with your timeline? Or whatever it is that you would typically do with those folks. Yes, actually now we'd like to have a fourth bedroom. Great, I'll make those adjustments. Is there a certain place? Begin to have the conversations. These are opportunities, obviously, to not only refine your database, but to have people raise their hand and say, yes, please send me additional information, and actually, here's my time frame. This is a great way to re-engage with the database with maybe some of those buyers that you've had in your database for a while, but that you haven't talked to in a number of months or maybe even a year or more. Now, for those of you that are like, I really don't have a lot of buyers. Now, what can I do to generate some buyer opportunities? Couple of things that we can do here. Now, the first thing I would say is right now, find an opportunity to sit open houses. Offer to do this for some listing agents if you don't have any listings, that you can provide an opportunity for them to service their sellers maybe at a higher capacity. Now, I would make sure that you're going to do this in a way that you let them know that at the end of the open house, you're going to send them an email that breaks down how many people came through. You're going to talk about the feedback that you got. Do it in a way that it's easy for them to copy that and then paste it on an email that they send to their sellers. If you'll make it easy for those listing agents to communicate back value to their owners, you're going to get more of these open house opportunities. And in reality, right now, I don't know of a better way that you can get in front of potentially hot, active buyers better than sitting in open houses. The next way to generate some buyer opportunities is to utilize social media. This could be posting, whether it be a guide on 7 things you need to know before you purchase a home this spring, or it could be something where you're highlighting specific properties. And there's really nothing better than that to do right now if you do it the right way. A couple of things with this. This could be a deal of the week, where this is the best home that I found on the market this week. You give a few highlights and you say, DM me for additional details, or forward this to someone you know that might have an interest. This gives you the opportunity to expand that and have some conversations. Also, a couple things you can do on social media also is highlight specific homes that you'll be doing open houses in. Start talking about the activity that you're having. Begin to present properties and opportunities and ask for people to DM you for additional details. They'll raise their hand, let you know, or they'll forward it to someone, and this is a great way to generate some buyer opportunities. Now, if you're still sitting there and you're wondering, now, maybe open houses, I'm not sure about that, and you are just at the end of your rope, so to speak, as far as what can I do, I'm going to share a link up above. This is 25 specific ways to generate leads right now that are active in the market. This is another video that I did, and I'll promise you, if you go through that, you ought to be able to find a couple of ways that you can generate some buyer leads. All right, now that we've come in and we've started our day with having some of the direct messaging conversations, we've posted, we've also gone out there and we've actually had some of the highlights from the hot sheet that we've shared with some active buyers, or we've regenerated some opportunity with buyers. Now what do? Now we want to focus on the seller side. The most important thing that most owners of homes want to know is the value of their home. So a unique way to do this is through an unsolicited video CMA. If you've watched anything that I've ever done, you know how to do this. But if you haven't and you want more details on this, this is the video that in the link above. This is the video that I shot where I go through this process specifically. But basically what it is we want to identify anyone that you know that is a homeowner. We want to record our screen and we want to go in and give them the value they're looking for in a 3 to 5 minute video. Again, if you're not sure how to do this, check out that video that I had on just a second ago, because it's going to walk you through step by step how to do this. This is a strategy that generated over $11 million worth of listings for me in a 5-month period, 3 months of activity and 2 months of follow-up. So I know this is going to work for you, and this is a great way to smooth out, so to speak, any of the rough spots or the roller coaster that we typically see in real estate. Last but not least, and all of these activities actually lead back to this one specific thing that you should be doing is have a minimum of 10 real estate related conversations every single day. Now this could be with prospective buyers, this could be with prospective sellers, this could be with active buyers, this could be with whoever it is. You want to have specific conversations where real estate is discussed, where you're specifically offering value in that way. Now this could be done, 10 of those conversations could happen in one open house. This could happen through DMs as people say, how's the market? This could happen with you picking up the phone and talking to some of these active buyers about that new listing that came on the market. Whatever it is, all of those activities I did really boil down to, if you're going to have success and you're going to have consistency, you can directly track it back to the number of real estate related conversations that you have. We've talked about it often. 50 real estate related conversations are the average that we see in our industry for someone that generates one real estate transaction. So if you're curious about what it is that you can do, if you'll track back to the times when you have the droughts, if you'll track back 60, 90 days, I'll bet you'll see that there was a drought in the number of real estate related conversations you had that led to that. Focus in on the things you can do today, get those daily habits active, and I promise you're going to see some of that smooth out and you're going to see your business grow. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. I specifically chose the video below for you because it builds on the one you just watched. I hope it's helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.